In the heart of the Balkans, among mountains that remember more than they reveal, lies a small land that has seen empires, wars, and prayers pass by. Its name is Kosovo.
It is a time for hope, and I am confident that as we navigate this period, we will write some of the most glorious chapters in history. Because history has shown us time and time again that in moments of great change, humankind has written its finest pages.
In its valleys, languages intertwine, faiths overlap, wounds remain open, and in the air still lingers a question. To whom does a land belong when it has belonged to everyone and to no one?
That's why in every Kosovar you will find an unwavering advocate for democratic values. The will of our people has performed miracles. It's that will, that unmatched resilience, and that relentless pursuit of freedom and self-determination that have guided us to where we are today with the support of friends and partners. In Kosovo, we have learned this lesson in the hardest of ways. Back home, there's no second chance. There's no second choice. Democracy is everything.
For centuries, Kosovo was both a meeting point and a fault line. In ancient times, empires drew their borders with swords and maps. Then came Yugoslavia, a nation woven from many peoples, held together by silence. But beneath that calm, identities smoldered. Some spoke of unity, others of freedom. And in the clash of those words, the future began to fracture.
Drugarice i drugovi, drugarice i drugovi, na ovom mestu u srcu Srbije, na polju Kosovu, pre 6 vekova, pre punih 600 godina, dogodila se jedna od najvećih bitaka onoga doba. Kao i sve velike događaje i taj prate mnoga pitanja i tajne, on je predmet neprekidnog naučnog istraživanja i obične narodne radoznalosti. Sticajem društvenih okolnosti, ovaj veliki 600-godišnji jubilej Kosovske bitke dogodio se u godini u kojoj je Srbija posle mnogo godina, posle mnogo decenija povratila svoj državni, nacionalni i duhovni integritet.
Of course, we did tackle and discuss many different issues, and it seems like there is readiness and willingness to move ahead towards a peaceful political solution to the Kosovo issue.
In 1998, words were no longer enough. Entire villages emptied. Mountains filled with smoke. Families fled, carrying what little they could. A photograph, a piece of bread, a prayer. Then the world turned its gaze. From Washington, London, Berlin, voices rose.
My fellow Americans, today our armed forces joined our NATO allies in airstrikes against Serbian forces responsible for the brutality in Kosovo. We have acted with resolve for several reasons. We act to protect thousands of innocent people in Kosovo from a mounting military offensive. We act to prevent a wider war, to defuse a powder keg at the heart of Europe that has exploded twice before in this century with catastrophic results. And we act to stand united with our allies for peace. As the Kosovars were saying yes to peace, Serbia stationed 40,000 troops in and around Kosovo in preparation for a major offensive and in clear violation of the commitments they had made. Now they've started moving from village to village, shelling civilians and torching their houses. We've seen innocent people taken from their homes, forced to kneel in the dirt and sprayed with bullets.
Some spoke of human rights, others of responsibility.
250,000 Kosovars, more than 10% of the population, are now homeless as a result of repression by Serb forces. 65,000 people have been forced from their homes in the last month, and no less than 25,000 in the 4 days since peace talks broke down.
Kosovar men dragged from their families, fathers and sons together, lined up and shot in cold blood. This is not war in the traditional sense. It is an attack by tanks and artillery on a largely defenseless people whose leaders already have agreed to peace.
Milosevic can choose peace for the peoples of Kosovo and an end to the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia's isolation in Europe, or he can choose continued conflict and the serious consequences that would follow. I hope the House will join with me in urging President Milosevic to choose the path of peace and to support NATO and the international community in action should he fail to do so.
And the skies over Serbia and Kosovo filled with aircraft.
Mr. Milosevic wanted to keep control of Kosovo by getting rid of all of you, and we said no. Now he has lost his grip on Kosovo, and you have returned. No more days hiding in cellars, no more nights freezing in mountains and forests. I know that for those who have lost their homes, perhaps homes where your parents and grandparents were born, this is still a difficult time. I know it is hard for children to feel a sense of security and happiness when they have seen too much killing and hatred. The United Nations troops and international organizations who have come here to help will stand with you every step of the way, and the coming winter in Kosovo is going to be a lot better than the last winter was.
Nie wieder Krieg, nie wieder Auschwitz, nie wieder Völkermord, nie wieder Faschismus. Beides gehört bei mir zusammen, liebe Freundinnen und Freunde. Und deswegen bin ich in die Grüne Partei gegangen.
When the noise of the bombs faded, the shadows of those who never returned remained. In 2008, after years of waiting, one voice declared, Kosovo is free.
Kjo ditë erdhi. E nga sot e tutje, Kosova është krenare, e pavarur, sovrane dhe e lirë. Familja ime, sikur se tuaja, dhe të gjitha familjet në tërë Kosova, nuk u luhaten kur dhe nuk u humben asnjëherë besimin për ne. Besimin e Zot, drejtësi dhe fuqi.
The streets filled with flags and with tears. For no independence is born without absence. In every celebration, there was remembrance. In every applause, a silence.
We are very happy and we say very much thank you to NATO for all this.
The speeches of those days spoke of hope, of rebuilding what was broken, of being recognized, of being heard.
Thank you, Europe. Thank you, America. Thank you, Great Britain.
Kosovo has demonstrated that pain need not breed hostility. It can translate into understanding and support. Kosovo still waits recognition of its independence by many countries. I hope that these countries will soon acknowledge Kosovo's contribution to a fairer and more peaceful global community, recognize Kosovo's independence.
Today, Kosovo walks between past and future.
Actually, when I came here, I was reminded that it was exactly in this room in 1999, when the Alliance was celebrating its 50th birthday, that summit turned into a summit about Kosovo.
Its young look toward Europe, its elders toward the graves.
Exactly where you're sitting today, the decision to save our lives was made. Exactly because of those courageous and responsible leaders at that time, we are standing alive here today. Many of them are here in this room, so please once again accept our heartfelt gratitude on behalf of all the people of Kosovo.
And in the air, the same question endures, one no map can answer. What is a nation if not the sum of its shared memories? Perhaps peace is not a place, but a way of remembering without hate. And perhaps someday, the voices that once opposed each other will find their echo in the same silence. Here, where war once spoke so loudly, the mountains still whisper with the dreams of those who longed to come home.